Okay, everyone, it's Miss Stefan one more time. So we finished our guided reading of the new Neptune book, and we took all of our notes. We filled out our list or our graphic organizer with all of our important facts, our important evidence about Neptune. Then we quickly went back through the Earth book, which we've read twice now, and we skimmed it and scanned it, and we worked as detectives to pull out those really important details that are going to help us now in comparing and contrasting both of the planets. We have a lot more details about Earth that we included in our first read, but this time we're just going to stick to the things that are going to help us to best compare and contrast Neptune and Earth. So go ahead now and get out a piece of paper again, or on the same paper, or if you want on your computer, and you're going to make two lists or two graphic organizers. The first is going to say compare, and that really just means it's going to be a place for us to list ways that both Earth and Neptune are the same. So these are attributes that they both share, or things that they both share, ways to describe them. And then below that, you're going to make one for contrast, okay? And that's just going to be ways that Earth and Neptune are different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to guide you through making one compare statement about Earth and Neptune using our notes, and then I'm going to walk you through making one contrast statement about Earth and Neptune from our notes. For your assignment by Monday, I want you guys to make two more compare statements using your guided notes. Sorry. And then I want you to make two more contrast statements about how the two planets are different using your notes that you've taken. Okay, so you should all have your lists of facts about Neptune and your lists that are facts about Earth. So let's go ahead to the compare statement. And just one really basic one, and I know I could prove this with my notes or from going back in both texts. We know that Neptune and Earth are both planets, and they're both planets in our solar system. And I know that because in fact 1, I actually talk about where Neptune is located in the solar system and its place in relationship to the sun. And then in my graphic organizer or my list about facts about Earth, on fact 2, I also talk about where that is located in relationship to the sun. So I'm going to use for my compare statement, I want to actually make it a complete sentence. And it's important that you're working on making these in complete sentences so that later when you go to write a bigger essay, you already have the sentences in the correct format they should be. So I'm going to say both Earth and Neptune are planets in our solar system. Okay, and if you notice, I made sure I capitalized the B in both because it's the first word in the sentence, and I made sure for my punctuation. And the spelling, if you're stuck, you could use inventive spelling, spell things out how they sound and get your ideas out. And then you could actually go back in your graphic organizers or your notes, or you could go back into the text on Epic and you could find all of the words you will need spelled there. Okay, so again, that's it for our compare example. I talked about a way that both planets are the same. Now I'm going to go to contrast, and that's where I'm looking for ways that Earth and Neptune are different. You can pick any ones that you want. I'm going to focus on their moons because I like the moon. I like learning about it. I think moons are interesting parts of our solar system, and it's interesting to me that different planets have different amounts of moons. Okay, so I know in my facts about Neptune graphic organizer, in my fact number 6 right here, we learned that Neptune has 14 moons, at least 14 moons, right? So that's a lot of moons for one planet. Now, in my graphic organizer about facts about Earth, I didn't write down that detail that Earth only has one moon, but that's a piece of background knowledge we all have. We all know when we talk about the moon and the phases of the moon, even when we look outside our window, we know from Earth there's only one moon that's orbiting around us. So this is a very big difference between the two planets. So I'm going to type this as my first contrast statement. Neptune has at least 14 moons, but Earth has one moon. Oops, sorry, 2 O's. Okay? So I made sure, again, I capitalized the first letter in my sentence. I made sure I capitalized both the names of the planets. And I made sure to put a period at the end of my sentence. So now you see how we could construct a sentence to compare two planets and a sentence to use our facts to to contrast the two planets. So again, for your homework, the sample that I want to see, either you could email or text it to me using a picture message on the phone, or you could save it to your computer and email it to me, is 2 more compare statements about Earth and Neptune and 2 more contrast statements. That's going to be it for the weekend. I'm not going to send any vocabulary or word decoding because this lesson's a little bit longer, and I'd rather you just really take the time to read the new Neptune text and to reread the Earth text and to have a really good list of compare and contrast to send to me. I hope everyone has a beautiful weekend. Please, as always, you could text or call at any time if you need help with anything, and I'm looking forward to talking to you all on Monday.